notifications off, step away, work-life balance. Do that, and hopefully you won't get burned out at 32.
Miles, turn left onto Commerce Road.
Absolutely.
Exactly, you do. Work is not easy, and unfortunately they do say in the study that now that a lot of people are working from home, they're doing what you just said. Like they're not turning off their phone. They're actually working way more hours than they were before because they're constantly around it. You're always on your computer. You're always on your phone. You don't know how to step away from work. So just 5 o'clock, if your job's done, turn it off.
All right. Thank you very much, Heather. Our telephone number, 248-539-9797. We'll take your calls on the Lions' latest debacle. And are you done with Matthew Stafford? Some are. Some, I don't know about that. 97.1.
It's the Detroit Pals Step Up to the Plate Radiothon. Help area youth become leaders of today and tomorrow through youth sports and enrichment programs.
The resources that people are able to give to police athletically will help go a long way. You know, there's going to be some kids in the area that just, simply their parents can't afford to put them in a program such as PAL, but they're going to get so many things out of it just because of, the community support that PAL is going to be able to garner. PAL is tremendous in being able to reach out to the community and help bring aboard other programs that don't necessarily provide athletics and able to help build a well-rounded youth in the city of Detroit. And I think our youth,
turn left onto Commerce
those
Road.
type of opportunities. I am going to challenge, every listener that's listening to us right now to step up to the plate and just, be there for Detroit Police athletically because they've done so much good in the community and they're going to continue to do good in the community, but it's going to take community support. So I'm going to challenge everybody just to step up to the plate and do what they can so that police athletically can continue to thrive.
Every dollar helps. Make your donation to Detroit Pal now at 313-880-4PAL, 313-880-4725, or online at DetroitPal.org/step-up. The Detroit Pal Step Up to the Plate Radiothon on 97.1 The Ticket. The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
For over 65 years, Community Financial Credit Union has been here for you. And even through these uncertain times, that's not going to change. We're committed to keeping banking easier and safer. Use our mobile app or online banking to manage finances remotely. Drive-thrus are open normal business hours. We've increased staff and extended hours in our contact center. Lean on us when times get tough, because that's what community is for. Learn more at cfcu.org. Community Financial, right here, right for you. Federally insured by the NCUA.
I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
But they've got the experience. I'm still in shock 3 or 4 years later that we're in this position now. Our democracy is at a pivot point. From the top, we don't trust our government. We see the trouble we're in economically. We've got 170,000 Americans dead, and yet this president will do anything he can to make it seem like things are better than they are.
I did more for the black community than anybody with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln.
It's our responsibility. If we don't leave that effort to make things better, we can't ask other people to do it. There is no good reason not to vote.
Right, we need to have individuals that are in office like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They are our best shot.
1.7 miles. Turn left onto High Road.
Incredibly hopeful, but we really do have to work for this thing.
To the thousands who did not vote, we need you to show up for our future and for our country.
You cannot sit on the sidelines. You gotta get in the game.
Paid for by Biden for president.
These days, it's okay to do some things halfway. Like wearing your pajama bottoms on a work call. But managing your prescriptions shouldn't be one of them. That's why CVS has a proprietary search tool to find ways that may help lower your prescription costs. And will deliver them too. No wonder CVS customers are better than most at staying on prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. Come in or call today and get a free prescription savings review at CVS. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Ask pharmacist for details.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, use Microban 24. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially. Once dry, Microban 24 is effective for 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed. Microban 24 sanitizing spray, bathroom, and multi-surface cleaner.
Turn left onto High Road.
Accounts
checking or savings account online in about 5 minutes. This is banking reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
At CDW, we get that even the biggest jobs need to fit on your lap.
It's true. My entire workday happens right here on my lap.
And you can get it done faster with the performance and security of a device configured by CDW and powered by 10th Gen Intel Core V Pro processors.
Nice.
Are you done yet, Mommy?
More time for story time.
And even better use of your lab. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/IntelBeGreat.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Capura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
The names you trust. The teams you love. Every dollar helps. Make your donation to Detroit PAL now at 313-880-4PAL. 313-880-4725. Or online at DetroitPAL.org/step-up. It's the Detroit PAL Step Up to the Plate Radiothon on 97.1 The Ticket.
Chris Meyer to the call on Fox as the Lions lose 42-21. Before we get to the phone calls, Peter King, Football Morning in America, his column. I'm just going to read some paragraphs he has real quick about the Lions. It's September 21st, and Matt Patricia looks done already. The Lions have lost 11 in a row. They're the worst finisher since 2019 Mets reliever Edwin Diaz. In Week 1, they blew a 17-point fourth quarter lead and lost to the Mitchell Trubisky Bears. In Week 2, they blew an early 14-3 lead in Green Bay and lost by 21.
Turn left onto High
Predictably, all
Road.
the Lions stuck by their coach in the aftermath, but what are they going to say? The most troublesome thing about the Lions is that Patricia was considered a brilliant defensive mind and tactician in New England, and he just can't get the defense right in Detroit. The next 2 weeks likely won't help much. Detroit is at the 2-0 Cardinals with the 1-0 Saints playing tonight coming to Detroit in Week 4. Then Detroit has its bye. There's
In
no
1.7
way
miles,
the
turn right
franchise
onto
will
Pleasant
fire
Valley
him at
Road.
0-4 this year and 9-26-1 in his tenure. Is there? Doubtful. But clearly Patricia doesn't have a lot of time to save his job. Not when the Cleveland Browns have 5 years with Patricia since opening day 2008.
That's a stat.
Yes.
That's stunning.
Yes. I mean, let's go to Zach and Saginaw. You're 97.
Hey guys, good morning. How you doing today?
We're okay.
Hey, just doing good. Hey, real quick, before we get to the Lions, guys, I just want to say, good luck in retirement to Ron Gardenhire. We talked about his tenure. I know certainly the record wasn't what it was, but I appreciate the start of coming to this organization, doing everything he could, especially with the Delta back.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Pleasant Valley Road.
The next guy they get, could really turn this team around. Hopefully can really mentor these young guys and hopefully get them back to where some team on Cleveland. So hopefully there will be that chance. But yes, thank you, Dark. Now
He's coming on with us at 8:02, by the way.
oh, nice. All right, good to hear on that. Now, that's the elephant in the room. I think we all know it, gentlemen. I don't want to see that happen, but we got 2 months to go until move is made, and it's unbelievable that this has happened. This organization, Bob Lee said it, 3 years ago, following Jim Caldwell being let go, he said 97 was good enough. You talk to anybody within this fan base right now, and they'll tell you this. They would take 97 back in a heartbeat, bottom line. Let me raise my hand, and I'm going to point myself head of the group, okay? The group and I have a pretty good deal, and I point myself head when I say we screwed up. Should have never flexed all the higher.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Pleasant Valley Road.
We'll take that. Now, that being said, you got the Christian, you got Unwin there. God knows what they're doing on defense. There is no defense. I'm watching Arizona yesterday, getting ready to see what they're going to do against the flying team. They're creating all kinds of
1.6 miles, turn right onto Kensington Road.
Things happen. And you just sit there and go, how in the world did this happen? Now, how in the world do you hire a defensive, a so-called defensive genius, and the side of ball that he is so known for
check for the NFL are 0-6.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Kensington Road.
Oh, dear goodness. Well, let me ask you this, though. How about Andy Reid, guys?
I'm right there.
We talk about the success that those guys have. Talk about Matt Gay, Chicago. Talk to Jordan, Buffalo. I want to talk about a guy that I got a lot of respect for. A guy that I don't think will give a lot of credit to. McDermott was doing it well for great. Making a good match. Rams got John Harbaugh and Coach. One Super Bowl. Ron Rivera, I look right now watching him. But that guy that more to come is going to come in and he's going to put players where it's at. It's going to come in and 23 players, one quarterback. That 1.2%, you go to the game, you go on line one and take most of the I don't care what that great sales, doesn't matter what it is. Walk in and tell the board, this guy is okay. You go hire here again.
I know. Look, yes, absolutely. At the end of the season,
At the stop sign,
tell you something
turn
else.
right onto
What you do,
Kensington
and I haven't
Road.
looked at the names yet. You find out who Brent Veach's assistant general manager is there too. Maybe. Okay? Because let me tell you something. If what happens should
In half
happen,
a mile,
it's not
at
just
the
Patricia
roundabout,
that's gonna be
take the
gone.
second exit
Mike
onto
Quinn has to be
Kensington
gone
Road.
too. 5 years. Nothing. Okay? Look at the product on the field. Look at the drafts. There's a few good players, but is there anyone who's you think is going to be a Pro Bowl guy year in and year out after 5 drafts? Maybe Frank Ragnow, maybe Galladay. That's maybes on both. That's it.
And he's the one that moved on from Caldwell.
Yes. I mean,
and he's gotten all the groceries for Patricia to fit the defense the way he wants to run it, and it's not going to work. I mean, last week I tried to be hopeful about this
2.6 miles,
team, and
turn
I didn't
left to
wanna
merge
put
onto
the nail in the
I-96
coffin
East
one
toward
weekend.
Detroit.
I'm sorry. Look, you can't defend this crap anymore. You can't. And I do believe, and I said this last year, I thought they're close to clicking. I still see them at times, especially offensively, look about as good as they ever have in my life, to be quite frank with you. I do think there's something going on. Darrell Bevel, it seems to be he's scripting the start of a game very good. He did this last year. And then they go through this little stalemate, and then the defense is Swiss cheese. The run defense, the worst in the league. That's the thing. Everybody wants to blame the secondary. The run defense is the worst in the league.
It's brutal. They have no run stoppers.
And you've got to have a rhythm on offense. And Darrell Bevel, when they come out, we saw it with the 2 drives. They ended in field goals against Chicago. They improved and they ended in touchdowns against Green Bay. But when you're not allowed to keep that rhythm, and by that I mean the defense can't go out there and get a stop and give the ball back in good territory. You can't always start on your 25-yard line because of a touchback. You're not allowed to continue that rhythm that you've had in those first 2 drives. Now some of that is on Matt Stafford and the decisions that he makes throughout the game of not throwing the ball away or taking a sack, but it's continued to have that rhythm that the defense isn't giving the ball back.
But their best player so far this season basically been their punter. If you think about it, Fox has done a real, kudos to Bob Quinn. He found a punter. He got rid of Sam Martin. And by the way, while you got me going here, you talk about decisions. How long has Jamal Agnew been in the league? You don't know that you can't block once you're suing for a fair catch? That was a badass penalty. That was almost as bad as the Atlanta Falcons not knowing that you don't have to wait 10 yards for an onside kick before you jump on the ball. That was ridiculous in that game.
And that's just horrendous coaching by the special
In 1
teams.
mile, turn left to merge onto I-96 East toward Detroit.
There's personal responsibility. But there's no way the coaches addressed it. There's no way. If they did, he shouldn't be on the team right now.
I know. That was just a stupid penalty and ridiculous. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Ron Gardenhire will join us at 802. By the way, another number that you might remember today, 313-888-4PAL. That's 313-880-4725. That's a step up to the plate. PAL Radiothon, trying to raise money. Funds are tight because of COVID and things like that. We need your help. It's a great organization. And if you donate, if you're a big wig out there, donate over $1,000, you can win ground from the mound, dirt from the pitcher's mound down at Old Tiger Stadium. It's all in a nice little case of authenticity. Yeah, the certificate of authenticity is right there with it. So you might want to do that. That number again, 313-880-4725.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, brought to you by 7-Eleven. As the sun comes up on this last day of summer, we do have an accident reported to us 96 westbound between Merriman and Farmington. I'm not seeing any big delays there.
Use the left lane to merge onto I-96 East toward
7-Eleven
Detroit.
from 12 to 7 p.m. with 7 rewards. We might know you better than you know yourself. 7-Eleven, always open. Offer good through 1/5/21. 79 cents plus tax where applicable at select U.S. 7-Eleven stores. See 7-Eleven app for full terms. This is Catherine Leslie in the WWJ 24-hour Traffic Center.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Attention new car buyers. Our Ram Power Days event is in high gear at Parkway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and Parkway's offering powerful savings on the entire inventory of award-winning Ram pickups. Our selection's unrivaled, and the lease deals are exceptional. We have hundreds to choose from, and the one you want is waiting for you at a price you can afford and ready for immediate delivery. And Parkway's also offering exclusive savings on a new Jeep Compass and Grand Cherokee, plus big savings on the new Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Parkway offers more trade-in cash, $2,000 more. The appraised value plus an extra $2,000.
In 12 miles, take exit 163 onto I-696 East toward Grand River Avenue.
Parkway's really our program gets you out of any use. No problem. And our showroom's completely sanitized. For your safety, stop in, call, go online, and make an appointment for a VIP show. Parkway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hall Road in Clinton Township. Show up, sign up. Saturday 10 to 3, see Neil for details at parkwaycpj.com 24/7.
This radio.com sports minute is brought to you by Hall Financial. Go to davidhallmortgage.com.
Matt Flynn. You know, this organization would never have those kind of come on. And then to start them.
Yeah, because you beat them out in training camp.
It takes that kind of risk-taking sometimes, or outside-the-box thinking to shift your franchise.
The last time the Lions did something that was outside the box is when they hired Matt Flynn. Okay, they made a mistake. The problem was they extended it. You don't have to go down that road. They don't do anything that's completely outside the box. That's part of the problem. By the way, speaking of the draft, our good buddy Dennis Fiffy, the Packers draft Aaron Jones in the 5th round. He turns into a star. Lions draft Jason Huntley. He's cut before the first game, and he was deactivated and suited up for the Eagles. You know, it's little things like that. I mean, look at the Packers. I mean, aside from Aaron Rodgers, you got Jones as a 5th round pick. The receivers, who the hell are, you know, Devontae Adams, what, a 2nd or 3rd round?
Second.
Okay. But other than that, I mean, they got tight end by committee. And Mercedes Lewis is like 75 years old. I mean, seriously. Well, and they score, you know, up and down the field.
And Adams hardly played.
Yes.
Well, and it all centers around, and we talked about this one for a long time when Tom was in New England. He never had, other than, you know, Randy Moss, every once in a while that he would have a stud receiver, but he didn't have the top of the line receivers talent around him. Aaron Rodgers, the big complaint about the draft last year was that they didn't draft a receiver. They actually drafted his future backup in the 1st round. But he finds a way to, and I've said this about when we've been talking about Matt Stafford before. Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, they all find a way to make those around them better.
Right. That's what Stafford doesn't do.
And then Matthew Stafford, on the other hand, I was telling you guys before the break, you know, there seems to be this, when they have a script and they come out, they've looked good on our bevel in the year plus that we've had. So far this year, we want to go through the quarters. Here's his QB rating per quarter. 98 in the 1st quarter, 94 in the 2nd, 81 in the 3rd, 63 in the 4th. If you want to go just 1st half, 2nd half, completion percentage, 1st half, 62.2%. 2nd half, 55.3. Rating differential is 96 to 70.
It's alarming.
You're not going to win when your quarterback's playing that way in the 2nd half.
Well, it was weird because this week, you know, everybody talked about the collapse, and Patricia's stress. You know, we got to take care of the first 3 quarters, and then, you know, the 4th quarter doesn't make that much of a difference because if you have a big, well, whatever, you understand what he's trying to say. And yeah, they started off again, 1st quarter, they come ready to play. You know, it's not about coaches motivating them or their game plan offensively, defensively. Is there somebody out there? I mean, John, you tried to explain it, and you didn't explain it, you know, in a way that was favorable to the Lions. But is there anybody out there who can explain why they continue to use this defense? Is it just that he's stubborn? This is all he knows? Because it just does not work.
He's not going to change his strike. But here is the when you look
but
at
you have to adjust. It's about anything in life. You have to adjust.
When you look at the best coordinators, the best coaches, they take a look at their talent and they say, okay, this is my base defense. Whether it's an odd front, even front, 4-3, 3-4, 5-2, I don't care what it is. They all have what they believe to be the best defense to run against today's offense. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. But you don't always have the ideal personnel to make that happen. So what do? You find out where you're weak, where your deficiencies are, and you try and scheme around that. If you can't hold up against heavy run blocking, then you have to move your guys up front. Give them an advantage. Try and create angles for them so that they don't get caught in bad situations. But they're not doing any of that. They're not changing any of that. They're saying this is our defense. This is what we're going to run, and I'll be damned, we're going to be successful at some point.
It's one thing if you have a good defense or you're good at something and you say, this is what we are, go ahead and beat us.
An identity.
Yeah, okay? But they're not good at it. It's like, and he mentioned the Steelers, but the other great defenses, the Ravens, you know what they are, okay? This is what we are, come and beat us. Well, this is what the Lions are, and they just lie down.
So, and to your point, the play that I described, Jared Davis being vulnerable. I don't care if you drafted Devin Bush last year. You put him in that position, it is still a no-win situation. So it's not just the personnel, but it's the scheme. Everybody says, well, what if we had drafted Devin Bush, it would be so much better. Yeah, there are ways that could turn out to be right, but if you put him in a situation where he is bound to lose, then it doesn't matter who.
That's a great point, because I believe that's probably one of the main reasons they didn't draft Devin Bush, because he didn't fit their scheme. You know, sometimes you have to get the best athletes, the best players, and then you fit your scheme around them, their strengths, their weaknesses. That's what really good coaches do. And unfortunately, right now, he's not a really good.
Saying what you just said about Bush, though, that's like saying, you might as well just say, well, we wouldn't draft Lawrence Taylor because he doesn't fit our scheme.
I know,
but that's Sony. They have 8 QB hits in 2 games.
I know, but I'm saying they're so stupid. That's their mindset. They'd rather have guys like Tavai than Bush. And again, he was drafted a little later, but that's what they wanted. That type of player.
You get on it, though. If you're not willing to change, you're doomed. I don't care what you got to adjust.
You have to adjust, absolutely. All right, we're going to adjust in a second. Ron Gardner, he's making a major adjustment in his life. He'll join us coming up in 8 minutes.
It's the Detroit Pals Step Up to the Plate Radiothon. Help area youth become leaders of today and tomorrow through youth sports and enrichment programs.
I am Police Officer Corporal Martin Norwood, Detroit Police. PAL is mostly known for our athletic programs. We've branched off into what we call youth enrichment. So that's all of our programs that aren't sports. Part of my job is to help youth develop their character and become great through our programs such as sports broadcasting, our robotics program, student youth advisor program. I help manifest and act as a mentor to those students when they're not on the athletic field. If you could please step up to the plate and help Detroit PAL foster another 50 years in the community, that would really, 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 really help our mission. We're counting on you.
Every dollar helps. Make your donation to Detroit PAL now at 313-880-4PAL, 313-880-4725, or online at DetroitPal.org/step-up. The Detroit PAL Step Up to the Plate Radiothon on 97.1 The Ticket. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk, this is 97.1 The Ticket.
Making 11 losses in a row now for the Lions as they fall to the Green Bay Packers yesterday, 42-21. After the game, Kerryon Johnson told reporters that despite yet another disappointing loss, he's confident that Matt Patricia and the Lions coaching staff will be able to help the team turn things around this season.
Matt Patricia stays up countless hours. Bev stays up countless hours. You know, all of our coaches stay up countless hours focusing on how we can win, how to put us in the best position to win. So I know it's not from a lack of trying. You know, it just doesn't happen. At the end of the day, they can only do so much. At the end of the day, we got to go out and perform.
Elsewhere in the NFL on Sunday, Seattle downs New England 35-30. Pittsburgh beats Denver 26-21. Kansas City in overtime beats the LA Chargers 20-17. Tom Brady wins his first game as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer after they defeated the Carolina Panthers 31-17. Rocket Mortgage Classic champion Bryson DeChambeau would cruise to an easier than expected 6-shot victory at the U.S. Open yesterday at Winged Foot. Jose Ramirez's 2-run blast in the top of the 6th inning, the first of his 2 home runs on Sunday, helped power the Cleveland Indians to a 7-4 win over the Tigers. That loss now drops Detroit 4.5 games behind the Toronto Blue Jays in the battle for the last playoff spot in the American League, with just 6 games left to go in the regular season. Doug Karsh will be happy about this next story because for the first time since 2006, the San Diego Padres are in the National League playoffs. They officially clinch on Sunday with a 7-4 win over the Seattle Mariners. The Los Angeles Lakers take a 2-0 lead in the NBA's Western Conference Finals as they defeat the Denver Nuggets 105-103 in last night's Game 2 of that best-of-7 series. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
97.1 The Ticket. our morning show with Greg Hargrave running the show, the Gov here, Heather Park, and of course, offensive line stud for years and years at Michigan and the NFL, John Jansen. And we need a reprieve from all the Lions crap, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a guy that we like to talk to. Makes us very happy when we talk to him, so he'll give us a reprieve. Unfortunately, we're not going to be talking to him too many times because, as you know, on Saturday, Ron Gardenhire decided to hang him up, and he joins us now. And how are you?
I'm okay. I'm, just trying to take care of myself and get everything straight. This thing can eat you up, and the COVID, the whole season, and started beating me up a little bit too much. So I decided, to walk out, try to take care of myself and make sure I'm okay. So it was hard. It's been a really tough few days. I'm feeling better, but like I said, this has been a real tough time for me, and it was a tough decision.
Was there any shot you were going to just play out the rest of the season, do it for another week, or is the health issues severe enough where you had to just stop now?
Well, it was, that's kind of when I was talking to Al and had him in my office, and we sat and talked, and I told him that I was going to retire, and I'm not going to, do any baseball activities anymore. I was just said, Al, I'm going to be done. And then as we talked more and more, I told him what was going on and how I was feeling, and I said, Al, why don't I just sit out? I want to do this now, but I don't feel comfortable right now. It's not fun going to the ballpark and going through the things you're going through. Your stomach, I had those issues, that food poisoning, and it's still, it hasn't gone away, and it's just not fun going to the ballpark and feeling like you're feeling like that you can give everything you need to give on a day-to-day basis, and I explained that to him, and finally I just told him I'd like to do this now, because my health is just the most important thing, and that's the hardest part. It's been really tough.
When you look back over the past 3 years of your time in Detroit, what are your thoughts? What comes to mind about your time here?
Well, I mean, you think about
turn right onto Antago Street.
How much you respect this organization. Al and Dave and his staff are a blast. They're he's a passionate person. Al is. Comes in, gives you grief. Why did you do this? And I've never really had that because with my other team, being general manager was never in my office, but Al was there all the time. So he's right there with you, and that kind of makes you feel good. That you got a general manager that's open, flying open, wants to talk about it. Not saying anything bad about Terry Ryan when he was there, but he was just a different general manager. Al's right there in the middle of it. He wants to know what's going on, and that's been fun. And I've missed, it's been fun, and I'm going to miss that. But all said and done here, this has been a blast because the players, yeah, we've got young guys, yeah, we haven't won, but the intensity in that clubhouse and how much fun I've had in the clubhouse with these young guys and some veteran guys, watching Victor Martinez, get his last hit. I talked about this. Things like that will never go away. Getting a chance to manage Miguel Cabrera, that's as good as it can get. And like I said, watching these guys grow a little bit and seeing all the young pitchers, the Demise and Schools, and comes up to, those are all the fun things that have happened. Sure, there's a lot of losses, but it's still we're in that Old English D. The history of this organization has been nothing but a pleasure.
The fans, Ron, their I don't know, credo, whatever the word would be, said, if we would have hired Gardenhire after Leland rather than the other way around, it would have made more sense. Maybe we would have actually won something. Do you ever look back and say, maybe they should have done that?
That's stuff that's water under the bridge.
Yeah.
I've always respected this. I always remember coming in here and talking with the fans above the dugout and them giving me grief, but laughing and smiling. And I've always had total respect here for the people of Detroit and this whole city and what you've gone through and how proud you are of this area. So Carol and I have really enjoyed it here. And like I said, this has been a a tough few days. It's been, you know, after all this is said and done, you still think about what if, but I'm really happy that I've done this. I'm really proud of this group of guys, the baseball players. My coaching staff is as good as it could get. So there's a lot of really great things that have happened for me and my family. And like I said, getting a chance to talk with you guys has been, you know, a good thing. So there's too many goods. I just, like I said, the negatives